Hey, I'm Alex, and I've been working on a game for a little over a month now, and the whole premise of this game is the enemy is corn. Basically, the gist of the game is something infects the ground, infects the soil. It then contaminates all of the soil for all the corn, turning the corn into mutated corn creatures that you as the farmer have to eradicate, and at the same time retake your land, reclaim it by cleansing the land, taking out these corn creatures, getting upgrades along the way. That's basically the gist of the game. Nothing too crazy, pretty like small scale in terms of what I'm trying to do, but I think it's gonna work out really well. Alright, this is the first little bit of progress that I captured, where I'm just trying to shoot out these corn cobs, basically. As you can tell, this is just atrocious, okay? I'm trying to shoot out these things, it's just falling, it's not getting shot out, it's all gray, it's ugly, it doesn't even look right, like as you're looking up, it just doesn't move with the camera, you're just able to spam it like crazy, like there's a lot of issues with it, but that is the first bit of progress that I made, and that was actually on the 29th of December, so right before the new year is when I started working on that, and this was like the first day of me working on it, or maybe like I started it like the day before or something like that, but basically like the very beginning progress, because you see the whole idea originally came about when I was like, how cool would it be if you could have like a corn gun that you could shoot explosive corn cobs with? That'd be sweet. So that's kind of why I have this like idea being built out here, and this is the first iteration of that. Alright, then after a little bit of work, I finally got it all to work, and I think this was the second of the new year. You're able to shoot out the corn. It's able to hit things. There's some boxes that are there, and it explodes, and corn kernels go everywhere, and it affects the cubes, and they can go flying, and it's really cool. I'm really happy with like how this really started to come together really quickly. I didn't work on this every day or anything like that, so just being able, like the next session that I had time to work on it, this is what I end up doing, and then also just like target practice blocks as well. Overall, really happy with how that was starting to turn out, and you could really see the beginning of like where this is starting to go. I then was working on it a little bit more, and then also wanted to add an enemy into the game, and I have some fun commentary at the time that I'll just play for you. I was trying to make it so that this corn creature here could actually fight back, because right now all I can do is shoot at it, and the funniest thing happened. So I gave it the same projectile that I have, forgetting that the script is attached to all instances of it instead of just, you know, the player only having the ability of making it explode. So when I got close to it, and it just exploded. The corn creature runs up to me and explodes and dies. I think I gotta keep that in the game. That wasn't what I intended. I wanted it to like maybe shoot corn at you, but like coming up and just exploding is also great, so I can't really complain. I don't know if I'm gonna like keep that as the way that it works. Maybe I'll change it around, but I think I might actually want to keep that type of enemy because that's just too good. Next up, for the entire idea of the game, as I was mentioning earlier, you want to reclaim the land that was being corrupted and, you know, cleanse your land, bring it back to the prosperity that it once was. And in order to do that, you need to craft the cleanser to actually cleanse the land of this corrupting element. And in order to do that, you need to get drops in the game. So I started messing around with some drops. So every time you kill an enemy, they would drop something. And this was the first result of it. I looked over at the enemy, I started shooting him, and look at this. It's just, he's off. He's off, bro. I don't know why. At the time, I was like, I don't know what's happening, but this is too funny to pass up. It's just a loot fountain. We rolling with it. Why not, you know? It's really cool. It was really fun. I messed around with this way too long, but it was so great. I just need to capture some footage to show you, because it's just the fun bugs that make everything about the whole journey just even better. Because it's not like something that's like infuriating, like, what did I do wrong? I can't figure it out. I've been bashing my head on this for like hours. It was literally like a single digit. I'm pretty sure it was the entire issue. I fixed that, I changed that, and it went back to normal, but just this bug was just so fun, and I needed to talk about it. So last part that I just showed you, that was on the 17th of January. And then on the 30th, 13 days later, I recorded this next bit of footage, which is very massive progress, I will say. Like it drastically improved from the last one, mainly just because I had a lot more time to work on it. So this, you just gotta look for yourself. All right, you can see I added models into the game. I know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. We added in an enemy model, different drop models. We added in the corn launcher model. And my goodness, I made huge leaps in terms of the entire idea of like the crafting system and everything. I made a crafting table, and you get to see like these little, like I call it like the phantom pieces, where it shows like the outlines of what you need and it fills it in as you gather it. That took me probably the most amount of time out of anything to figure out like how I wanted to go about the whole like crafting system with that. And then after you interact with the table again, once you're done placing, you're able to pick up the cleanser, run on over to the corrupted soil, and you can throw it on there, as you can see. And it's really cool. You get to see it change in real time and see it get more green and get fixed, basically. And you can also see the UI that I have up for the health and the kernels and the flask and the husk and basically all the different ingredients that you need. Major improvements here. I wish I captured a little bit more footage up until this point, showing more of a gradual transition. I did models, and then I did the crafting system. There is a bit, but this is what I ended up capturing. It's pretty cool. Tons of progress there. And there's even the old, like, you can mess around with like the settings, and you can change it so that when the land's been cleansed, after you threw the cleanser on it, and it changes it over time and it's good, then it stops spawning the enemies there. And a great little system. All right. This is when things start to even get crazier, because then just shortly after what I was just showing you, I was messing around with shaders and thinking, okay, there's a lot of things that can be improved here. And first thing I did was do like a rift shader, because this whole element that goes about corrupting the land, I was like, okay, it'd be cool if it was like some weird like magical type of element from like space or something. Just imagine like there's a cut in the space in just the world in front of you, and out leaks like this liquidy element, and you have to cleanse the land, recover that, and use that to figure out how to use the rift to return it, basically. Fight the bosses, all that type of stuff. And that's kind of just like the general idea of what I have. So as you can see here, I have a cool rift looking shader, which isn't really that great, but in terms of reference for just like an idea, I think it does its job. I'm going to be changing it a ton for sure. The more impressive things, I would say, has to do with the shaders for the corrupted soil, the corn kernels, the husks, the flask, like all the ingredients and everything, because now it glows. There's like an outline to it. So when you actually kill the enemy, when you kill the corn creature and it drops one of the things, what it then allows you to do is see better what you're actually trying to pick up, like what it actually drops. Because when you're shooting your corn launcher, it explodes into a bunch of kernels. It kind of makes it more difficult to see what's going on. So you know it's the corrupted one when it's the glowing piece. And then basically the whole way that the cleanser works is you collect all the ingredients needed, and they're the corrupted version of it, basically, from the corrupted corn creatures, and you mix that all together. Two negatives make a positive type of thing. You're basically throwing a slightly altered version of the corrupted element on the soil that's already there, and then basically the idea is it's going to lift itself up out of the soil, and once you clear the whole area, it's going to form into like a solid like crystal or something like that, and then that's what you're going to use to be able to get power-ups and upgrades in the game. That's kind of the general gist of it. And then yeah, that's really it for basically all of January. I want to do one of these every month if I'm able to. It's already mid-February, so I'm a bit behind. There's been a lot going on this month. The next video on this game is probably going to be mid-March, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Or it's going to be a lot shorter because there's a lot less stuff that I've been able to work on. But there are some very nice quality of life changes that I've already worked on as of the recording of this video that I'm not going to spoil for you. So yeah, that's really about it for this video. Honestly, I don't know how this game is going to end up going. I'm having fun making it. I think there is some potential. I don't want to make it too big. I'm trying to keep it kind of small, but I want to make it fun. And so far, I think it is pretty fun. There just needs to be more to it. And I think within the next month or so, I'm just going to be adding a lot more. Like I was saying, add it so you can get like a upgrade crystal after you cleanse like a portion of the farm, I should say, because there's going to be different portions of it. And then as you go about cleansing all of it, you get the upgrade crystal to make yourself more powerful and to fight off more enemies. And I also want to upgrade the enemy logic and add more enemies and bosses and like stuff like that. But I don't want to keep it like, I don't want to make it too big. I want to keep it on the smaller side of things, but I just want to make it fun and have that good gameplay loop, and I think I'm starting to get there. But yeah, that's really about it. So if you want to see more about a whole game where the entire idea is to just kill a bunch of corn, I know, it's very interesting, then be sure to scroll down right now, leave a like if you like this video, subscribe, and, leave a comment if you have any suggestions, ideas, or just want to talk about the game. I'm not going to incorporate everything that everybody says if people say a bunch of different things, but if you have something and I think I'll be able to implement it and it sticks with the main vision of the game, maybe I'll do that. We'll see. This is just the first month-ish of work. There hasn't really been a ton of time I've been able to spend on this, and a big reason for that is also because I've been working on like a course that I got, which has to do with game development and a whole bunch of stuff regarding to game development. I've been having my time split between those two things as well, and so it's been a bit. And as a little fun fact, from the time that I started this entire project, which was December 28th of 2024, to the end of January, so the 31st of January, I spent a total of just under 31 hours working on this game. I think I did a pretty decent job with the amount of time that I did have. A lot of that was also for like the 3D modeling for like the different models and stuff, and just like little bug fixes and things like that. And I haven't had a ton of time this month, but hopefully you still enjoyed this video. Just want to throw that out there. Basically 31 hours up until this point, which is the end of January for the game. And yeah, we'll see how much it is for February, and I like to track it every time I do like some work on the game. I track how much time I'm spending, and then for the next video we'll see just how much time I've spent for the month of February. But thanks again so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.